Hey everybody. So we're going to try this in a vertical stream. Yeah, so here we are in Denver. This is actually DPD District 3. We have all the regular thugs out here performing what is essentially a second sweep, and they're doing it under the auspice of enforcing the camping ban. There's Ralph, Chief Trash Tyrant, has been getting his jollies for years now, coming out here and violating people's rights to survive by throwing away every single belonging they have to survive. I would imagine some crime scene tape is going to be going up here shortly. I want to tell you what else is happening. Because they are enforcing the quote-unquote camping ban in Denver, they are doing warrant checks and forcing everybody to identify so they can load them up and haul them off to jail. Good morning, everybody in the chat. I'm not really going to be able to see the chat, so I have mods in this chat that are in full control of the chat. So don't get stupid or you're going to get banned. So Sergeant O'Neill is down here. And I guarantee you, his focus is going to shift heavily on me as soon as he figures out I'm here. Or not, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how stupid he is today. So I'm waiting for this trash truck to back up because they're just waiting for me to interfere. They would love to be able to run me right over. But we are on a public street. This is happening out in the public. And I'm going to show you. The paddy wagon is right over there, and there are people sitting in it. Throw away every single thing over there. How much you want to make a bet? Brand new tent. All the survival gear. And you know what they're doing that on the basis of? I don't know if you just saw Ralph sit down a package of clean needles right there, but that's in response to harm reduction responses out here. So because they just saw those, they call it toxic material. So it gives them the ability to throw every single thing away, even though those are all clean needles in a sealed bag. Nobody's denying that addiction is an issue out here, but there are measures in place that are making the attempt to address them safely, and this is the response to it. Throw them in jail and throw away all their survival gear. I would imagine probably the owner of this stuff is sitting in the back of this car right now. There is somebody sitting in there. But this paddy wagon there is loaded with folks. This is America's response to homelessness, and long has been Denver's response and desire to get to this point, to use this level of force on peaceful people trying to survive. I sure would like to know how many people are sitting in that paddy wagon for crimes against others. Hi there.
Hi.
How we doing?
I'm actually doing all right. They put me in handcuffs and then they let me go like 45 minutes later. Supposedly I had a warrant out of Lakewood on a old fighting charge, but I knew I paid it and took care of it. So after arguing and yelling at them for long enough, he got in contact with Lakewood and they verified it was no good and he let me go. But they're just going down here arresting everybody on whatever they possibly can. And then the minute they deem it hazmat, that's what they're doing. They're throwing all that shit away because they found a needle in that man's tent.
Those are clean packaged needles.
There was no used anything in that. I watched it.
Yep.
This girl got arrested. Her boyfriend shows up after the fact. He wants to go to get his belongings, but they deemed it hazmat problem. But because he was here and his name came back clean, they're letting him take all of her belongings. Going right over the tent. So that's me right there with the shopping cart.
Okay.
And the two people on this side of it, they both got arrested. I've already had to stop 2-3 other people from just pilfering their shit and taking it.
So wait a minute. They had you in handcuffs because they thought that you had a
their
warrant?
Their little computer showed that I had a warrant out of Lakewood. And in fact, when I got arrested months ago, I paid a $70 fine for that Lakewood issue to be solved.
So they lied.
So their system has something in there that isn't the truth.
Well, let's assume that the system actually showed that.
He blamed it on the system.
Of course he did. Yeah. So
But it took me quite a bit of hollering and hooting, which I usually don't do.
Did you get swept yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday we got swept off of the 8th and Navajo site.
Right.
I Advocate Amy assisted me and my wife over here to the location we're at, and I got awoken to them doing what they're doing right now.
What time did this start?
7:30, 8 o'clock-ish.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I couldn't put an exact time on it, and the sun woke me up. So I have a huge umbrella. I opened that umbrella and put it over me and my wife, and that is deemed a structure. That's why they messed with us, because of that umbrella. I didn't have a tent up.
So did they tell you they were enforcing the camping ban?
Yep. That's
And
exactly
so
what
they
they're doing.
deemed your umbrella a structure
Yep.
and used that
As a means
to
to
make-
run my name.
to run your name.
Which
Yep.
I sat there and happily gave my name, because 2 weeks ago at the last site, I was arrested on a no insurance 7-year-old ticket that I did have. And I went and took 2 days in Denver County, got it taken care of, pled guilty to a lesser charge, sitting out here believing I was code 4. They ran my wife's name 2 weeks ago at the other site, and she was clean. They arrested her today on some shit out of Sheridan.
Out of Sheridan.
Out of Sheridan, Colorado.
Yep, go figure.
A paraphernalia charge.
Uh-huh.
That she went to court for, took care of. It shouldn't be there. She shouldn't be in jail right now.
Yep.
And I mean, they're
Yeah,
doing
because Sheridan has their municipal ordinance on what they describe as paraphernalia, and it can be anything.
Well, he opened one of my bags and it has a miniature spoon in it, and I got the spoon bit.
Wait a minute. So he searched your stuff?
After I asked one of my friends that was still here and was free to go to pick up 2 of my bags so that the shit wouldn't come up missing. He turned and asked the officer if he could do so. The officer went through those 2 bags before he let my friend take them. He took one of my bags out of that backpack and was going to keep it because it had a spoon in it, paraphernalia.
Yep.
The spoon, in fact, I'm bending it into a ring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to break the tip of it off, the mouth part of it off, and the rest of it becomes a ring. He gave it back to me without even a second looking at it.
But wait a minute, help me clarify this. So your friend was going through your
No,
stuff?
the cop opened them. The cop unzipped the bag.
And you gave the cop consent to do
No,
that
I
with
did
your
not.
property?
I asked my friend if he would walk over there and pick up 2 specific bags and take them so I wouldn't lose that stuff. When my friend turned and asked the cop if he could take those bags of mine, the cop went through them first. And then gave them to the
With
my friend.
no probable cause.
None.
So I need to get your information, please,
name and
before I
number.
leave.
My name and whatnot? Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll write that
No,
down, but
and-
don't say that
No,
right
no,
now.
no.
Okay?
This Amy knows me well.
Thank you
I'm
for
sure-
talking to
You're
me.
welcome. Anything else you want to hear, I got a big mouth.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
You and I will get
My
along.
name's Craig.
Craig, I'm Regan.
And I
Nice
share
to
the
meet
same
you.
last name as this young lady.
Yep.
Yeah, he thinks you're my sister. The cop did.
They think she's your sister. So there's the paddy wagon as we were.
Paddy wagon air conditioned.
No, it's not.
Probably not. So they shut the paddy wagon.
That'd be nice.
There's O'Neill. He's already pointing at me. I'm going to get out of the street and stand over here. Hey everybody, O'Neill is not available to go to trial next week to testify in one of his arrests of me from a warrant that he wrote for me for tearing down crime scene tape. He's not available. Isn't that interesting? Sergeant Brian O'Neill, in head of the operation. In charge of the operation of closing the doors on the van of that paddy wagon in, I'm going to say it's probably about 60, are we about 60, 65 degrees right now?
At least.
In the sun?
The sun is warm.
The sun is beaten. They've got them all locked up in that paddy wagon. Doors are shut. Those doors went shut the minute O'Neill figured out I was here. Look at Mr. Nervous Boy looking over here. That is #1 piece of shit cop of the fucking century.
Yeah.
Brian fucking O'Neill. Fuck that guy.
Second that.
Fuck you fuckers. Fuck every one of you. Fucking tyrant, thug ass, punk fucking bitches. Fuck you, Sanchez. Fuck you too, whoever the fuck you are. Fuck you, O'Neill. How many of those guys you gonna fucking torture in there? And this fucker's gonna drive the van? Fuck you, O'Neill. You fucking tyrant, scumbag, fucking scum of the earth. Don't kill anybody, motherfucker. He's driving the fucking van today. Holy shit. Pray for those people. Everybody. Whoever you pray to, start praying harder. Fucking scumbag, fucking piece of shit. Fuck you.
Nice detail.
Fuck you, O'Neill. You fucking tyrant. Everybody better pray. I'm telling you. You better pray. That motherfucker driving the van. Oh. They keep throwing me in jail. They keep fucking throwing me in jail. What's your name?
McIntyre.
Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Because I'm covering these people.
What people?
He's right here.
Star?
Start.
Sitting in there? You're
Sitting in
covering
here.
them?
Sitting in here.
Good. That means you're not interfering in their
Okay.
work.
Okay.
Don't get out of your car.
Oh, I'll get out if I want, but
If you
I don't
want,
need to.
or if there's a need.
No, if I want to get out
If
of
you
my
want
car, I
to,
can get out.
all
That's
right,
correct.
good. We'll remember that.
Anything else?
No, roll up your fucking window and don't get out of your car.
Okay.
So you still want to talk to me?
Oh, I thought we were having a little conversation.
Cool.
Good.
You know what I think about you?
Should I be concerned?
Do you care?
Well, what do you think?
I think you're a tyrant.
Okay.
What good things have you done for the homeless community?
Okay.
Tell me. We're having a conversation. Tell me
Yeah.
what good things you've done.
I don't deal with the homeless community, so
Really?
I don't.
You're dealing with them today.
Today is the only day.
So what good things are you doing?
I just told you, I don't have any idea how to deal with the homeless. They do.
You don't have any
That's
idea of what?
That's their job.
That's their job? So are you one of those cops that truly, with 100% certainty, believes that solving homelessness is not the
Oh, I don't
job
offer
of the
an opinion on
police?
that
Huh?
I don't offer an opinion on that.
Of course you don't. That's what makes you a tyrant.
Gotcha. Okay.
You get it now?
I got it now. Thank you.
Perfect. I'm glad we're on the same page.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah? So do I. Can I have your card, please?
Yeah, absolutely you can.
A great camper van worked there for a while. He was occupied by one male who was selling drugs.
Hopefully I got one. Yep.
And you've been with the Denver Police Department since '05?
Oh no, longer than that.
Why did you get into policing?
Oh, I can't tell you that. That's my personal family stuff.
Because of your family, you got
I
into
haven't
policing.
seen this kid around anywhere, have you?
Let me see it.
Can we put it on camera?
Sure. If you want. It's my little brother. I'm just kind of looking for him.
Did you report him missing?
No, not yet. I mean, my mom's kind of waiting to do that, but
Do it now.
Is that here
Please.
or is that?
no, that was taken in Montana, but that's like the most recent. Like,
What's the last time you saw him?
last time we heard from him was the day before yesterday evening.
Is he like a gamer or anything of that nature?
Yeah.
So I would say the best thing to do, a lot of the gamers go down to 16th Street Mall. So I
Okay.
would go down there and just take a look. Have you been down there yet?
Is there like an arcade or something down there or something?
Well, a lot of the gamers hang out together because then they do the actual hand videos and things
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
Okay. I'll go check
Do
that out. I
games,
just.
so-
I
Yeah,
didn't know
I'll.
if you knew anybody
How old
over
is he?
here. I mean, he's 21.
And what's his name?
Cameron
What's his last name?
Martinez.
Yeah, what I would do, I would go downtown,
Mm-hmm.
go on the 16th Street Mall, because they'll meet with a lot of other
Okay.
people, and just ask those guys down there.
For sure.
It could be other officers, could be other people, who knows. But they might be able to help you, because a lot
How
of them
long
know
do
each
you
other.
usually wait for like to report him missing? Like what
Well,
do
it
they
depends on
usually?
the circumstances.
Okay.
So
All right.
if it gets to the point where it's been a while, if you're down at District 6,
Okay.
which is one of our districts down in like Colfax and Washington,
Okay.
go in there and see what they want to do about it.
Cool. All right.
Good
Thank
luck.
You.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Do you want to show his picture? I'm live streaming. People watch.
And my little brother.
How long you been looking for him?
Oh, about going on 2 days now, but
Are you from here?
yeah.
Okay.
Denver, yeah.
So you know all the
I'm
places.
on Facebook, Danielle Cook.
Danielle Cook.
Yeah.
C-O-O-K?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
She's on Facebook. Danielle Cook. So why didn't you take a missing persons report for her?
Don't need to. It's not within policy. I'm on the phone talking to my family.
You're on the phone talking to your family. Okay.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, did you call just a minute ago? What?
He's on the job, and he's busy right now. He can't talk to me anymore, you see. He's talking to his family right now. And he got into policing because of his family, not because he wants to uphold an oath to protect and serve. He's a corporal. And his name is D. McIntosh, District 3. The now destroyed DPD District 3 with that punk ass bitch O'Neill leading guys like McIntosh around by a leash. This is exactly who he was talking to before he got in the van to drive the people to the prison to put them in a cage And he was instructing McIntosh what to do with me. He wanted to talk to me until the questions got too hard. And now he's on the phone with his family, on the clock. He's the only pig-ass tyrant thug left here. And he's here to provide security to the Star team. So he's going to follow them in his car. I thought we didn't have police escorting Star and hindering their work. Can you make sure we have his name and information and how to get a hold of him? That gentleman that I first talked to?
Yeah, I got his number.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
They're a third Weavis.
Now they're going to another location to make more arrests. Because we're holding them accountable to violating a settlement agreement. However, it's a little more complicated than that. But this is about accountability of what they're doing to people that are simply trying to survive. They swept all these people yesterday from a location just down here. All of them have been chased and worn down. This is called Denver's death plan. This is why we do what we do. He's busy on the phone talking to his family.
I know they're not trying to get
I can help you more than he can. He's a dipshit. I'll help you more than he will. He has no interest in helping you. None.
February 1st.
I broke my toe.
Can you guys make sure to keep a camera on that? I'm gonna leave. Regan. There's a doggy daycare over there. Hear that? All right, come along for the ride. What they are doing to these people, yeah, so at any rate, they swept them yesterday in a pretty aggressive way. This is every single thing that Mike Johnston swore to never happening. I fully support addressing sanitation. Fully. The cycle. The cycle of using force on people trying to survive. Hey, good job, DPD. If you rounded up some violent offenders out here today, any bets on how many of those were violent offenders? These people have been shuffled all over the place for the last 24 hours with very little rest, if they had any. And now they're doing it to them again today. This is called Denver's death plan. Break them to the point of them dying. Think I'm kidding? Go back and watch the years of history and documentation on my channel right now. There's another group of thugs. Ironically, we're driving past the Denver's Coroner's office right now. Denver's Coroner office, right as I speak. There's a motorcycle cop sitting here. What's he doing? He's doing his paperwork from all the tickets he just wrote on 6th Avenue. Oh, he's texting. He's texting and jamming out. He doesn't even see me. And he's eating the Three Musketeers. What you doing? What you doing? You're working? Filming you, working? How's that candy bar? To giving you that sugar boost you need to go out and write more tickets?
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. You probably should put up some crime scene tape around yourself. You got any crime scene tape? No? You need some water? You want me to move now? He told me I had to move, so I was blocking traffic. And I am all about following the orders of the Popo. He just drove off. thought-provoking, isn't it? Sometimes all you can do is think quietly. This FedEx truck is blocking the entire street, and that's okay. Traffic must go up on the sidewalk to get around them.
They left. I did catch the set team.
I saw them coming out.
Yeah, they were down, going behind the building there, on railroad property. They were coming out there when I pulled out. There's a couple of campers down here.
I saw that.
Staring. I'm positive. You know, she got offered housing, and she turned it down. She was one of Viria's referrals, and she didn't do it.
Yikes. So I don't know if you just heard that or not, but one of our folks out here that's been out here for a very long time turned down housing. So for those of you that don't know, a group of us advocates sat in some meetings with the mayor and his staff, his homeless... Oh, I just hit a bird. That bird just flew into the front of my car. That bird hit me. Just looking at something right here at the moment. Got some outreach workers over here. So a group of us advocates that are out here on the streets, or have been out here on the streets for years now, building relationships with folks, we sat in a series of meetings with the mayor. And what resulted from it, us group of advocates know many hundreds of people. And each of us, it came down to 5 of us, were given the opportunity to make 2 referrals to house people. Now, as you can imagine, we have a very broad palette to choose from. We were forced into a situation where we had to evaluate who was the most vulnerable. Give me just a second here. I'm going to park with my master parallel parking skills. I have become the master parallel parker in the city and county of Denver. Boop. We were given this horrible task of having to go out on the streets amongst all the people that we know and have built years of relationships with and say, I pick you. Yeah. That's what the Johnston administration did for us advocates out here. How do you measure gratefulness on that scale? Tell me. How do you measure gratefulness? How do you feel wildly accomplished? How do you feel successful in your folks knowing that you picked somebody else over them? Explain that shit to me, please. And this was all under Johnston's plan to house 1,000. Now it's planned to house 1,400 this year. And this is how he's kicking it off. So you know what's going on. This is one of the other reasons that I can't be out here doing direct street outreach on the streets of Denver. because we have to rely on the city giving us advocates approval to make successful recommendations for people to get into housing. And then if we don't do it right, we're viewed the problem, you see. You see how they flip the script on that? Because only government can do it right. Only government can go out there to a sweep where sweeps were not supposed to occur unless there was prearranged housing under Johnston's plan, or an offer, at the very least, an offer of temporary shelter. Let me back up. I'm using the term housing. None of this is housing. This is all temporary shelter, okay? It is a pathway into housing for the most vulnerable. And as you can see over my channel, I have done a very good job taking the most vulnerable and connecting them with other services through Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. So why don't I continue to do that, you say? Well, let me tell you what's happened to Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. It's fallen apart. And you know why? Because Britta Fisher from Denver City Government, who was the director of HOST, the Housing Outreach Specialists, she was the director making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in Denver. Guess what? She's now the director of the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless. We have nothing. We have nothing out here in Denver unless we ourselves do complete and total wraparound case management, which that means we have to go find a service provider that's going to, number one, be willing to work with us on a one-on-one basis, which most of them cannot. Part of that being that a lot of them are city employees and they're being told not to work with us because they are in charge. So if you want an example of giving government more power and them making a situation worse, here's example 10,355,692 with 93, 94, 95 happening in the last 20 seconds. So Denver remains an unhopeful mess. That too is coupled with the court system in Denver giving a violent offender out here on the streets the opportunity to continue to violate a protection order that I have against him for a very violent assault that, lo and behold, is being prosecuted by the Denver City Attorney's Prosecutor Office, the same office that's prosecuting me in criminal court, representing thug-ass fucking bitches like O'Neill. I'm going to end up dead out here is what's going to happen if I don't take proactive steps for myself. I'm going to end up severely injured or dead. Number one, yes, the cops are the main culprit. O'Neill and his bandwagon. Number two, coming in a very close first, is the fact about a potential violent assault on me out here in Denver. So those are the reasons that you do not see me in Denver, even though this is where the heart of all of my relationships are built with the homeless community, many of them having a home base in Inglewood. So now you understand why some of the focus, well, why pretty much all of my focus right now is in Inglewood, which, by the way, I was headed there today to make an attempt to see if my friend Kat, who they keep throwing in jail over and over and over and over in Inglewood, would just so happen to show up to court. It's not likely. There's a page and a half of her on the docket. I don't know if you can see that. All her failures to appear. Kat has had a very horrific time in Denver with being sexually assaulted. Her mental health is not well. Denver isn't listening to me. They haven't listened to me on that issue, ever. Kat has now resorted to making Inglewood her home base. And I'm 98% certain that my gut feeling is right in that she's doing everything she can to not continue to get assaulted in Denver by trying to seek refuge in Inglewood, where they keep citing her for trespassing, paraphernalia, menacing, rules park violations, menacing at a municipal level, mind you. I've had contact with her several times over the past couple of months. She was one that I moved up on my priority list of 2 that I could have potentially put in the micro community. I now successfully have 2 women that are in that micro community in Denver, Johnston's plan. They're doing well over there. But I had to take all of these women and make a priority list on who was most likely to succeed and get into the micro community and be able to stay by following the simple rules. It's a very low barrier entry into these micro communities, and they are very well managed by the Colorado Village Collaborative. At least this one is right at the moment. They have fantastic staff. The facilities are set up perfectly. It's peaceful over there. It's quiet. The neighbors so far aren't trying to set it on fire. So that's a bonus. People are doing a lot of illegal dumping over there, of course, which Colorado Village Collaborative has to pay for. The city and county of Denver is offering them no help to go out there and clean that stuff up. However, I did talk with one of the mayor's staff the other day, and he said to let him know immediately, and they would get some help over there for that. Okay, that's great. But what about this, mayor's staff? What about what's going on here today? So at any rate, I was out and about this morning, just kind of looking for Kat again, but the last few interactions I've had with her, she's not well, and she's very, very angry, and she has cussed me out. She has ran from me. She has sold me a story that she was getting all the help she needed. She's not well. Her mental health is not well. And I'm not convinced that she's not being taken advantage of over in Inglewood. But she is due in court today on bonded arraignment. I think she's been in jail 3 times in the last at least 3 to 4 months in Arapahoe County. She had an outstanding warrant here in Denver for the same level of offense, trespassing. She got picked up here in Denver, and at least over here in Denver, the courts are starting to realize we're going nowhere with these types of offenses against no one, and those cases are getting entirely dismissed. We still have the option to bring our folks into homeless court in Denver that's accessible to advocates and homeless, where the city prosecutor's office is negotiating with the city public defender's office on why it makes 0 sense to pursue these cases and why it makes more sense to connect them with services and keep them connected with their advocates. So there are some intelligent things. There are some intelligent pockets of happenings in Denver city government. Is it successful in totality? Absolutely not. However, Inglewood is the polar opposite. We don't have a single intelligent cop over there anywhere. At least we have Chief Kyle over here, who unfortunately is no longer the commander of DPD District 3. That's how this punk-ass bitch O'Neill ended up over there in District 3 and destroyed everything that was on the path to working with the public over in District 3, DPD District 3. So now they have the type of leadership over there that embraces punk-ass bitches like O'Neill. Hashtag dirty white boy. who arrested me twice in 10 days, coming up on a year ago in May. He orchestrated an arrest of his own where he wrote a warrant for me for tearing down crime scene tape. The son of a bitch is a straight-faced, bald-faced fucking liar, and he's protected by the Department of Safety and his union and his co-workers and the rest of his family that works in the Denver Police Department. And in that arrest, O'Neill tried to plant contraband on me going into the jail. And of course, DPD Internal Affairs investigators made the determination that he was allowed to do that because they do not have a policy that doesn't allow him to do that. Yes, they were that desperate in clearing that punk-ass bitch. So, we are set to go to trial as the city pleads with the judge at every appearance. We need to delay. We need to delay. The newest delay we're going to learn about on Friday is that O'Neill is not available for trial during the middle of the week, during business hours. He's not available. The question is, will the judge allow it this time? As we are counting down the days of speedy trial. I'll keep you posted on that. Lots of other things going on. So many other things going on. But one last important thing that I want to tell you about is that we experienced another death out here 2 days ago. And for YouTube algorithm reasons, the video that I published on that has less than 500 views. And it's under my videos, if you want to look at this after we're done here, and it's the last video that I published. And it's about Red. He goes by Red. His name was Kenneth Davison. And he was well cared for by another advocate by the name of Kelly. Kelly is a longtime Inglewood resident. She is an individual. She is a free thinker. She works outside of the box to accomplish things for people, and I have a great amount of respect and honor that I get to call Kelly my friend, because there's not very many friends like that out here. Kelly got Red housed. He'd been housed in Denver Housing Authority since January of 22. Kelly was his legal payee, something I have never ventured into because that is a lot of responsibility. I mean, a lot. And it can be a very dangerous level of responsibility, if you will. But I have the utmost respect for her in that she built this relationship with this man. They called each other family, and she was all he had. He has no family. Kelly went out of the country for a well-needed vacation. I had been out of town. Kelly could not get a hold of Red before she left to go on her vacation. And when she got back, she said, something's wrong. I said, let's get on this right now. Kelly went over to his apartment last week. The last time she saw Red was March 19th. All of his financial transactions, all of his phone activity, everything ceased from the date of March 19th. She went to his apartment last week and knocked on his door. There was no answer. There was no indication that Red was in there and that death might have had occurred. None. No indication. I reached out to Chief Kyle of the Denver Police Department because I knew damn good and well we were not going to get a stitch of help from the Inglewood PD because they are loaded with incompetence from the top to the very bottom over there. There is not one single person over there that has a fully functioning brain, and it's fact. This is in fact the job of the police, to assist in missing persons. Chief Kyle activated the process. It was working well. It was working the way it was supposed to. Come Monday, Kelly and I agreed to meet back over at Red's apartment because there were no other explanations to why Red wasn't being found. By now, every police department in the state had been made aware of him, and had he been on the streets, somebody would have been in contact with him, or something more totally horrific may have happened to him, and he may have been a missing person forever. And we were grappling with that tremendously. We went over to his apartment on Monday, and in fact, Red was in there. He had passed away peacefully. And Kelly and I have been working together on why this is a celebration of life and not a failure in accomplishment. Kelly gave that man every ounce of dignity he was going to have, and he was incredibly grateful and thankful to her for that. That is success. We feel we got the full truth because we didn't hear it from the police. I'm just going to be very honest with you. The maintenance man went into his apartment and described to us in a very respectable and empathetic fashion in what he saw. And Red was laying in bed, propped up against a pillow with his arms crossed on his waist, and he was watching TV. And his phone, the reason it kept ringing and ringing and ringing and never gave any indication that it was dead or going straight to voicemail, his phone was plugged in next to him. So Kelly and I have been working on process and what is yet to come for her to claim him and give him a proper burial. And that's another reason that we just don't need the compounding of the loss of life orchestrated by the government. So, it's not tragic news, but it's very, very sad news. And I want to thank all of the trolls for leaving the stream when you did. I very much appreciate it. You have nothing to offer. Absolutely nothing. So before I head off on my next mission, I just want to scroll through chat a little bit. I want to thank every one of you for being in here and watching and spreading awareness. And if you feel compelled to reach out to government to tell them you don't approve of what they're doing, please feel free to do that. Do not make any threats. And leave your communications with a question and demand a response, please. D.R. Broden, thank you very much. Every one of you are near and dear to me. Ann Cop, good to see you. Bokamo, thank you very much for being in here. Shelly and Gino seem to be doing well. I communicate with them. They're housed. That was a huge success story. That is a celebration of life. Thank you, mods, for handling the trolls. Much appreciated. Once again, this is my platform. You are not entitled to free speech, to come over here and disparage my friends, my work, and me However, if you would like to disparage me, please send me an email.